Hello, Craig.
Hey, Craig.
Hi, Craig. I was having computer and printer issues, and it turns out that I didn't have any paper in my printer.
Oh, no.
I wish I could say I'd never been there.
Oh, no.
The renowned parapsychologist.
Oh, no.
She's 64. Come on, she's 64 years old.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's say it's 1922 in Boston. And you've all been invited, as you are all experts in your field, in order to help a real estate broker sell a house in Boston that they have been having some real trouble selling because it's got quite a troubled history. And so you are at a restaurant in Boston where you've all arranged to meet a representative by the name of James Ricketts, who will be meeting you at the restaurant in order to provide you with further instructions and in order to assist you in your investigation of the property. And I suppose it would be a good time right now for you all to introduce yourselves to each other and explain why you've been chosen to investigate this. Alexander, you're here obviously as a representative of the Society for the Exploration of the Unexplained from Miskatonic University in Arkham.
Yes, sir.
And how about you, Rob?
The amazing Cragen is well known as a debunker of the supernatural hoaxes that are perpetrated in this world. So I was a natural to be called, and I'm always interested in exploring such alleged phenomena.
Indeed. Also, Mr. Houdini was not available or too expensive.
Hey, whoa, hey.
He was $1 more a day.
But of course, given that Cragen has had a fairly supernatural encounter, he's maybe a little more open-minded now.
Oh no, we're in a parallel world here now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
None of that has happened. In fact, you can all keep your full sanity levels and hit points and whatever. I should have brought that up. This is a total one shot.
Okay.
So you can just have at it.
Excellent.
And you, madam?
I'm Agatha Crane. I'm very well known in my field of parapsychology. If you don't know what that is, most people don't. That is someone who investigates bizarre or difficult to explain phenomena like near-death experiences. I've had some of those myself. And past life memories. I also have a really, really nice car.
Yeah, you do.
I have a what is the full name of this?
It is
as you can see in the pictures here. It is a very beautiful Rolls Royce, a silver ghost to be precise.
Wow.
It's
a nice car, man.
From 1921.
Parapsychology business is paying pretty good these days.
Please do not get fingerprints on the upholstery.
I wouldn't dream of it, ma'am.
Well, as you're all sitting there getting acquainted over cups of tea, you hear just a banging and clanking and grating noise from outside in the street, and you see a rather dilapidated vehicle start to pull up. It's how can I explain this one to you? It is a 1914 Haynes touring model that has definitely seen better days. And there's steam pouring out of the front. and it pulls and grinds to a screeching halt in front of the restaurant, and a rather heavy-set gentleman in his late 40s, wearing a fedora, steps out, and he's wearing a rather cheap, well-worn tweed suit, and he sees you in the window, and he waves to you, and he makes his way into the restaurant,
Is this our guy?
and he immediately comes over to your table and grabs Kragan by his hand and starts shaking it. And like, the amazing Kragan. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to
I am
meet you.
most pleased to make your acquaintance, sir.
And then he,
And is this the person we're here to meet, or do we have a name?
Yep. Then he takes off his hat. He doffs his hat towards Miss Crane and says, Miss Crane, pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is James Ricketts. You may call me Jimmy. Everyone calls me Jimmy. I'm acting here on behalf of Mr. Knott, the realtor broker, about the house.
Of course.
And who's this fine young gentleman? You must be the one from Miskatonic.
Yes, sir. Mr. My name is Alexander Kilgore, and Alexander has, as soon as he approached the table, he stood up to shake his hand. Like,
Okay.
he's very, very polite.
Oh, please call me Jimmy. Can I call you Alex? Or is
Yeah,
it-
sure. You can call me Alex.
Okay.
Have a seat, Jimmy.
Please, okay. Well, he sits down. Okay. And then he tells you that Edward Knott, the broker, wants you all to examine an old house in central Boston that's known as the Corbett House. And the former tenants, who were an Italian immigrant family called the Macarios, were involved in a tragedy, and that Knott wants to understand the mysterious happenings in the house and try to set matters straight and dispel any rumors that the house is haunted. They've been trying to rent the house out since the tragedy with the Italians, and they've just had no luck whatsoever because people are just superstitious hokum attached to it. And then Jimmy Ricketts' eyes light up and he goes, Mr. Knott has made all of us a very generous offer of $100, and he's given $25 in advance, and then he's offering us a per diem of $3 a day. So that's pretty nice money.
Yeah, say so.
Quite generous.
So, and
if you don't mind me asking, how much is the property worth? Is it? It's not just a tenement building, I take it.
well, it's pretty run down at this point in time, as you can imagine, because nobody's lived there since the Italians.
And how long ago was this?
This was just a couple of years back. So it's been lying pretty dormant for 2 years, which is not good. Not good, because it's pretty much in downtown Boston. Used to be a nice neighborhood, pretty run down now, but it's on the up and up. We got more people coming here. Boston's starting to boom. Looks like the 1920s are just going to be real good for everyone here.
Yeah, absolutely nothing bad will happen for the next 10 years at least.
So we got the keys, and he puts the $25 advance which he then takes $5 off and keeps to himself, but leaves the other 20 on the table for you to distribute amongst yourselves as you wish. It's in $5 bills.
Wow. I have to be honest. I'm kind of in a weird spot. Like, God damn it! How do we split this evenly between the three of us? It's
Well,
Let us spend the next 2 hours discussing how to split this up.
God.
Uh,
I have it. Let's use this. Let's use this down payment to pay for our meal, and then we'll split up the remainder.
$20. It's 1922, man.
yeah.
It,
Okay, now we
yeah,
have $19 to split it 3 ways.
What are you gonna do with the other 1950?
yeah, exactly. We just keep splitting until
Okay.
there's the
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll. I'm mostly in it for the curiosity. I'm not too worried. If somebody wants to hang on to the extra 5 for the time being.
I will keep it in my pocketbook, and we will discuss it later.
Wonderful.
Okay. That sounds good.
One moment, please. Keep going.
It takes a minute to open the pocketbook, I see. An elaborate system of clasps and ties.
It's one of those new Chrome pocketbooks.
Well, then, shall we proceed? What time of day is this?
This is about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Shall
All
we proceed to the Mr. Knott's dwelling or his house?
Oh, hold on. Says Jimmy, and he's like, I don't think, with all due respect, Mr. Amazing,
You may
Mr.
call me Craig.
Cragen, Mr. Cragen.
Yes?
My client is offering us $3 a day here, and I don't know about you, but that's a nice little. This could be a nice little earner for us. And plus, I don't know about you again, but I know you don't believe in this stuff. But I don't want to run into some haunted, spooky house.
Oh, some preliminary research is what you have in mind then?
That's what I'm thinking. Spend a day or two researching the place. I mean, a lot of stuff has happened there. We could check at the Globe, check the newspapers. We could check with the cops. The place has a long history. I think it's worth checking out. And making a few bucks along the way.
Mr. Ricketts makes a compelling case. What do you two think? Should we hit the books, as they say?
Yeah.
I would agree.
You're all welcome to pile into my car.
Oh, well, I would prefer to take mine.
Okay, so I guess we're all piling into the Silver Ghost then.
Yes, and I will drive.
Where should we start? How late is the newspaper office open? Their archives, as Mr. Ricketts has suggested, might be quite useful.
Well, they'd be open now. I think they're going to be open till about 6.
So we start there then.
Okay, that's what you want to do?
Yep.
Do you know the way, Mr. Ricketts, to the Globe?
Absolutely. And so you all hop in the Silver Ghost and you drive off towards the offices of the Boston Globe newspaper.
With my 20 drive auto skill, thank you very much.
You don't need to do a auto skill when you're just driving.
Do some stunts, though.
It's just if you want to do some stunts, then you gotta do your driving skill. You could, if you wanted to do a stunt, roll your 20 driving skill and fail it, and just total your 1920 Rolls Royce Silver Ghost.
I can see no reason not to.
I can see no reason not to either.
Please continue.
Okay, So you all arrive. You all arrive at the offices of the Boston Globe, and you head inside the building. And the building's it's pretty quiet. It seems most of the staff have either left for the evening or are out on assignment. And there's a office to the back where you can hear a typewriter clanging away, and there's a nameplate on the door, and it's Arthur Wilmot, editor.
Is there a secretary, anybody, any gatekeeper we would need to go through?
No, it doesn't seem to be anybody else in the office. As I said, most people seem to be gone for the day.
Okay. Shall we inquire with the editor?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I will tap on his door. It's closed, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Pick locks. No, I'll knock politely.
Beat it! I'm working here.
Excuse me, Mr. Was it Wilcott?
Wilmot.
Mr. Wilmot, might I have a moment of your time, sir?
Can't you hear I'm typing here? Now, abstract.
Let me try.
Maybe I'm gonna suggest you that you either try a charm or
I'm
a
gonna do a little
class
charm.
talk.
I'm gonna do a little charm. Mr. Wilmot, I am Robert Wilcox, further known as the Amazing Kragan. I was hoping to chat with you for just the merest of moments, though I know you're a busy man. So I'm hoping my name dropping plus charm.
That's
Shall I-
fantastic, but you need to roll that charm.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just gonna leave it at Amazing Kragan, and he's gonna talk to me. 2d10 charm surly editor.
You have a charm of 55.
Correct.
That's pretty good.
34.
All right. The typing immediately stops when you say your name. And then it's like that frosted glass,
Mhm.
and you can see the silhouette of Artie Wilmot get to his feet. You can see him slicking back his hair and checking his shirt, his tie, and
Mr. Wilmot and I
comes to
used
the
to have a
door.
thing.
and he swings the door open, and he's like, "It is you,
It is
Oh,
I.
Mr.
Pleased to make
Kragan.
your acquaintance, sir.
Oh, how amazing to meet you." Oh, and madam, it's
Agatha Crane.
are you Agatha Crane?
Yes,
The
Mr.
Crane.
Grant.
Oh my goodness, what? What?
And
Do come in. Come
This
into
is
my office.
noted
Have a seat.
researcher
Have a
from
seat.
This is a noted researcher from Miskatonic University, Alexander
Yeah,
Kilgore.
whatever. Come on, the kid can come in.
I get it.
Okay.
I wouldn't be
Have a
excited
seat,
about
have a
me
seat.
either.
Now, what can I do for you, fine folks?
Well, sir, we are in the midst of an investigation of alleged paranormal activity. You can see why Ms. Crane and I, Mrs. Crane, how do we do this?
Ms.
Ms.
Crane.
Ms. Crane and I are, of course, interested in such topics, and we were wondering if we could consult with you and possibly look into your archives for a few moments as part of our background research on the topic.
Well, normally the morgue is closed to the public. The morgue's what we call the Clippins room downstairs.
Of course, I see. How interesting.
But
I'm sure you newspapermen have many pieces of unique slang like that. Most charming indeed.
I think for a lady and gentleman of your caliber, we can certainly make an exception. And he picks up the phone from his desk And he goes quiet for a moment, and then he said, "Hey, Ruthie, we got some people coming down for you. You show them around, give them whatever they want, okay? Okay. Yeah, I know it's almost 6, but you're going to want to meet these people. Trust me." He hangs up the phone. He says, he takes you to the door of his office and he points to a stairwell. And he said, "Just head down that stairwell. And Miss Blake, she's our records keeper. She'll show you all our clippings. You just tell her what you're looking for."
Before we go to Ms. Blake, could we trouble you? A couple of years back, there was an incident. Mr. Ricketts, can you recount the names of the unfortunate Italian family and the house involved in the incident?
I don't remember. They were Italians. You know, they were immigrants. I don't know. That was the guy who went crazy. And
The Corbett House. The Corbett House is the name of it. Do you recall any such incident, sir?
And
To the editor.
Yeah. And Archie just he's clearly trying to think, and then he just shakes his head and he says, "No, doesn't ring a bell. But I'm the main editor. You got to realize I see hundreds of stories a week."
Of course, the big picture is your domain.
Yeah. So, but if it happened in Boston, it's going to be downstairs.
Excellent. We're most appreciative of your consideration, sir.
Thank you, my good man.
You couldn't do a trick for me, Mister.
Oh, but of course.
Reagan.
Alas, I don't have my materials with me. And I kind of pat around like I'm looking for something, and then with my offhand, out comes the infinite handkerchief.
Yeah.
We had to work that in there.
Then the flash powder. Bam! No.
Yeah. So he's clearly delighted. Okay.
And actually, this Boston is my home base, right?
Yes.
Can I give him a ticket to my upcoming show, whenever that may be? Okay.
Sure.
I hope to see you there.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
You as well.
And madam. Okay, and so you head down some steps, and you meet Ruth Blake, and she's the records keeper, and she brings you into a dusty basement. It's just filled with filing cabinets stacked high with old newspapers and other junk. The whole room smells really musty. The boiler system in the corner, it's just giving out a ton of heat. So, all
right.
So you ask Miss Blake, I assume, about the Corbett house.
Mm-hmm. And the approximate date we have from, I hope, Mr. Ricketts.
Okay. And she says, "Oh, just give me a moment." And she goes off and she starts digging through some of the into the filing cabinets.
Now's when the flash powder comes out with all these dry old newspapers. It's taking her some time.
Yeah. She comes back and says, "Oh my goodness, we have quite a few things on this house." And she hands you this first one.
Oh crap! Okay.
Which is an article from Wednesday, October 22nd, 1919.
Oh.
From the Boston Globe, and the headline is "Bloodied Man is Committed." That looks an awful lot like Harry Houdini to me. Residents of the North End were startled when a man covered with blood rushed out of his home and down the street Monday, screaming obscenities and babbling about burning eyes.
Oh my
Police
God.
identified the man as Vittorio Macario, a resident at 31 Chatham Street, who had a serious accident in his. It is uncertain what exactly happened to Mr. Macario, but police speculate he fell down a flight of steps or perhaps even out a closed window. Macario reportedly ran down the street screaming after his initial accident, swinging his fists at anyone he passed. He also tried to bite several people and then got a knife from a nearby butcher shop. He was soon subdued and arrested by police, who could not make out what he was trying to say. Mr. Macario was institutionalized Tuesday at Roxbury Sanitarium. No charges are presently being issued against him. Mr. Macario has lived on Chatham Street with his wife, Gabriella, since September of 1918. They have 2 sons.
I wonder what happened to Gabriella and the sons.
Yeah. I also kind of wonder if Mr. Macario is available for interview. Oh, wow.
Thursday, May 6th, 1920. Wife of madman committed.
Well, the answer's that, huh?
That answers that.
In a bizarre repeat of last fall's madman who terrorizing the streets of the North End, a woman has been institutionalized. Gabriella Macario was recently committed at Roxbury Sanitarium after she was found huddled on the front steps of her house at 31 Chatham Street, babbling about a haunting form with burning eyes. Mrs. Macario spoke little, but reportedly claimed that something was in the house with her family. She told police of someone or something trying to get into the windows of her home and blood appearing from nowhere in various parts of the house. She also told police that she feared a certain bedroom on the 2nd floor. Last October, Vittorio Macario, husband of Gabriella, burst from his house covered with blood. The madman rushed out into the street screaming about burning eyes and death. He evaded police for some time and even got a knife from a butcher shop. He was finally subdued by police and committed to Roxbury Sanitarium soon after. The couple's 2 children, Ignacio and Roberto, are with family in Baltimore. And Miss Blake says, and there's still more. Let me just try and dig through here.
My goodness, this house seems to have had a terrible effect on the family.
In your parapsychological research, have you ever encountered such a story?
I have encountered stories of hauntings, but none that mention the burning eyes. That's a new one.
And Miss Blake hands you this one, and she says, wow. This story didn't run, but definitely mentions the same house. And this one says, what haunts the house on Chatham Street? Monday, October 28th, 1918. Something sinister seems to haunt a local Boston house. Whatever it is has destroyed 3 families in the last 40 years. The 2-story house at 31 Chatham Street has been the site of fear, madness, death, and possibly murder since before the turn of the century. In 1880, a family of French immigrants by the name of Le Deux rented the property and moved in. What horrors happened to these people that year will never be known, save that a series of violent attacks of some kind left both parents dead and their 3 children crippled for life. The house stood vacant for almost 20 years, but in 1909, another family moved in. From the time they moved into the house, Mr. and Mrs. Jones fell prey to illness and sickness, almost as if the house itself were conspiring against them. Their children did not fare much better, though. All of them lived in the house for several years. The terror reached a head when in 1914, the oldest of the Jones children went mad and killed himself with a kitchen knife. The Jones family moved out after that, heartbroken at their loss. A 3rd family rented the house in 1917, but left after less than a month, when all of them became ill at the same time. Is the house haunted? Perhaps there is something wrong with the water, or some disease still lingers there from when it was built. In any case, anyone who dares live there now had better be brave and strong, where they take their lives into their own hands. And there's an editor's note in the upper right that says, "Do not print." The editor says we will end up with a damn lawsuit on our hands. Copy editor.
What is the JR, Ms. Blake? Is that a reporter, past or present at this paper?
Yeah, I guess so. We go through a lot of reporters.
Do you recall this particular one?
No, sorry.
Must be Jemuel Aronson. I just made that up. And that is the extent of it. This is quite a find.
I would have thought we would have more, but this is all we could do. I mean, if you need more, you could check the library. The library has a lot of clippings that we've moved on.
Well, you've been most helpful. I thank you.
Thank you.
Sure,
Yeah.
anytime.
Do you think we have enough to go on, or shall we check the books and clippings?
In the library?
Yes.
Might be worth a look.
I agree. If anything, just so that we can say that this day was devoted to research, and tomorrow we can tackle the house itself refreshed.
I think that is an excellent plan. Shall we pile back into my silver ghost and head to the library?
Okay.
Yes. Now,
Indeed.
ma'am, would you like me to drive that for you, just so that you can relax in the back?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I thank you for your offer. I thank you for your offer, but she's a very delicate. She needs a firm hand.
Well, ma'am, as you say.
Let me just put up a picture of a Boston Globe newsroom from the 1920s.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, so
Great.
it's going to be about at 6:30 when you pull up at the Boston Central Library, and the library is open until 8, so you do have some time to look around. So you head inside, and you're pointed towards the clippings and local materials sections by a librarian. And so I'm going to have you folks roll a library use. If you want to all go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm just taking a quick.
Sure.
All right.
Oh, when do you check off skills? When you succeed or when you
Yeah,
fail?
you're not going to need to do
Oh, 'cause
this.
we're not gonna. Okay.
No, because
I get charm.
you're not going to survive.
All right.
I mean, it doesn't. I do have an actual kind of game in sequence for you guys, so I'd rather we didn't interfere with your characters'
All
stats.
right.
Okay.
So that's a 23.
Yeah, and library use is a 40, so I succeed.
I
Okay, good.
fail handily.
1 second.
Okay.
So it's 2d10, yes?
Yep.
And we read it backwards.
48.
48.
I have 55.
Nice.
Okay. So you have 2
That's
successes.
what they're doing.
So, Alexander manages to find another clipping from 1835, Monday, December the 18th. Weber House sold. Andrew Weber sold his fine house on Chatham Street to Walter Corbett, Esquire, after falling ill. Mr. Weber did not think he would be able to keep the house up with his failing health. It is thought a shame that Mr. Weber will not be able to live in the house he completed only this past spring, but it is hoped Mr. Corbett will be a fine addition to the neighborhood.
Sure he will.
It seems that this was a new house, and I don't think Mr. Weber had any problems there. So
And
perhaps things happened after Mr. Corbett.
And Agatha, you found this. Tuesday, May 18th, 1852. Lawsuit issued. A lawsuit against Walter Corbett was levied in court yesterday. Neighbors of Mr. Corbett are petitioning to force him to leave the area in consequence of his serious habits and unauspicious demeanor. Mr. Corbett had no statement in response to the lawsuit. He lives at 31 Chatham Street.
Well, it seems that Mr. Corbett was not well liked by the neighbors. Pretty serious. What is serious?
Yeah, is that even a word?
Calm. I'm trying to recall as a player, and maybe Alex is trying to recall as well. What's the name of our benefactor again? The person who has hired us?
Mr. Knott.
Mr. Knott. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
was the Corbett name mentioned earlier?
it was the name of the house was known locally as the Corbett House. Yes,
it's known as the Corbett House. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the amazing Cragen managed to recover something too, but he snapped his fingers in a filing cabinet. Gave himself a nasty paper cut, dealing him 1 hit point of damage.
Whoa!
But he did manage to dig up something from 1866, Thursday, June 21st, the obituary of Walter M. Corbett, 1789 to 1866.
What is
Walter Corbett? He looks like a delightful man. Walter Corbett departed this life September 4th, 1866, in his home at 31 Chatham Street. Born January 14th, 1789 in Boston, he lived much of his life in the house and was a lawyer. He leaves behind no living relatives. No funeral services are planned for Mr. Corbett, and he has requested to be interred on his property.
What is the strange symbol that Mr. Corbett is on his robe? It looks familiar.
Would a knowledge of the occult help with identifying that symbol?
I would hope so.
It's worth a shot.
Okay.
Who has the best knowledge? We could all do it, but
I've got a 35.
I have a 50.
Wow. Okay. So
right.
I have a 60 in that, and 12 is like, I think it's like my 1/5.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay. So
So we can definitely roll it out as anything.
Jimmy Ricketts comes over, and he says, "What's this he's looking at?" And so you show him the picture of Corbett, and you ask him about the symbol, and Ricketts goes, "Oh, yeah, this is he must have been one of them chapel contemplation guys."
Chapel of Contemplation?
Those were some real kooks.
What tell us about them.
That was a church over in it's near the Corbett house. Burned down a long time ago. The police raided that. It was a bad scene.
What did they find there when the police raided it?
I don't know. They kept pretty quiet about it. There was rumors about dead kids and just devil worshipping. Well, you know, just real kooky stuff.
Seems like Mr. Corbett may have been a poor neighbor indeed.
I think that place is just a ruin now. I don't know. The police kept pretty quiet about it. We could always ask them. It's been long enough now. They might talk. I don't know.
How long ago was it burned? Did you say?
Oh, Rob.
Ish.
Long time back.
One wonders if the police would even remember the event.
Well,
But it might be worth an inquiry. What do you think?
I'm inclined to perhaps the presence of a lady will loosen some tongues at the police station. Even if they do not remember, I'm sure it is a story that has been passed down.
All right.
It seems the stuff of legend.
Should we visit the local precinct house, or is it too late in the day to do that now?
Well, it's never too late to visit the precinct house.
Yeah.
It's now about. It's getting to be about 8:30 at night here. So,
Oh,
Maybe skeleton.
but you want to head over to the precinct?
Can check. Can always come back tomorrow if need be.
all right. We'll see if anybody is there who can assist us.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully, it's right across the street.
Convenient.
Oh yeah, I remember the precinct house was right by the Boston Public Library.
There you go.
In 1922, definitely.
Well, it's lovely.
All right. So you approach the central police station, and there's a desk sergeant at his desk, obviously, and he kind of looks. Initially, he looks kind of warily at Alexander, but then he sees how Kragan and Agatha are attired, and you're clearly uptown people, so decent people. So
I'm dressed okay.
and so he gives you guys a kind of a smile, and what can I do for you folks this fine evening?
Well, good evening, my good man. We are inquiring if there is anyone who has knowledge of a historical event. You're going to have to refresh me on what this cult was called.
The Chapel of Contemplation.
Oh, yes. Concerning the Chapel of Contemplation, would there be anybody who would have knowledge of that burning down? We heard that it burned some years back.
He seems to stiffen at that, and he says, why would folks like you be interested in something like that?"
For historical research, we are examining and studying strange incidents and cultist groups in the New England area.
Okay, I'm gonna have Agatha. Can you just do a charm roll for me here?
Oh, yeah, because I'm great. I've only got a 45 charm. That's going to be lovely.
Well, do you have what's your fast talk?
Oh, fast talk is I don't have any.
Okay.
So let's just do charm. I'll just risk it. If not, maybe Amazing Kragan will have to use his wondrous powers of. Oops, sorry, screwed that up.
$14.
Yeah,
Very
that's pretty
good.
Nice.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So the desk sergeant, whose badge identifies him as a officer O'Shaughnessy, says, "Give me a few minutes. Why don't you folks have a seat, and let me take a look back in our records, and I'll see what I can." And so he goes off and disappears for a few minutes, and then he comes back, and he's got some papers with him. You know, you sure you folks want to read this? It's real nasty stuff.
Good. Apparently, since I've been pegged as a lowlife, I'd love to read it.
Okay.
I'm a strong stomach for such things, so.
I
Okay,
believe it
and
is
so
crucial to our researches.
he hands you a police report. Oh boy, am I going to be able to read this?
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
I'll read this. I have to read this.
I can take it if you like.
Nope. Incident. Police raid. Or if you want to read it, go ahead.
Okay. Case number K. Wow, my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to need to make it bigger. One thing. All right, there we go. Let me hold it just a little bit closer. Case number XK387-R, incident of police raid, reporting officer to Detective James Barrister. Date of report, May 15th, 1912. Based on the sworn affidavits of witnesses outlined in case file SR71, I, along with my partner Grant Heslov, Officers Phelps, Dunn, and Lopez were ordered by Commissioner Turgeson to enter the chapel of contemplation and terminate all members with extreme prejudice.
Hmm?
We arrived at 23:30 hours under cover of moonlight and took a defensive position behind our vehicle. Dr. Heslov called for the congregation on the bullhorn, ordering them to release the children and surrender. Before he could finish speaking, I heard a gunshot and realized Detective Heslov had been shot in the throat. Called for backup, but he was already dead. I ordered Dunn and Lopez to flank the building to the right as I and Officer Phelps provided covering fire. Our superior firepower effectively suppressed the congregation inside. We were able to push forward in standard 2x2 cover formation. Upon reaching the chapel doors, I ordered Phelps to cover me while I entered and cleared the main room. Dunn and Lopez entered through the rear simultaneously. As we entered, I heard Phelps vomiting behind me. I pointed to the ground. I saw the bodies of all 8 children blindfolded and with rifles bound to their hands. It was at this point that Officer Phelps put his firearm in his mouth and pulled the trigger. I again called for backup. We heard sounds coming from the basement below, so the remaining officers and myself descended the stairs. We observed a total of 54 men, cloaked in black robes, chanting in a foreign language and holding what appeared to be chalices of wine circled around a table. Lopez indicated to me that the language was Latin. Among the cloaked men, we recognized several people, most notably Daniel Ellsworth of the City Council, the owner of the local cigar stand, and Gred Ruka, the head of the Man of War bullshit. Officer Dunn then screamed and began firing his firearm wildly into the crowd. He was crying and pointing at a young boy strapped to the table in the center of the room. His wrists, throat, and ankle were cut, and blood was draining into more chalices on another table underneath. Officer Lopez fainted, and Dunn charged into the group of men. Quickly took a lantern from the wall and broke it on the stone floor, sending the entire chapel up in flames. I escaped the chapel as backup arrived, but could not find Officers Dunn or Lopez in the ensuing chaos. Did I read that correctly? That pointed to the ground and saw the bodies of all 8 children blindfolded and with rifles bound to their hands.
Bodies of, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, clearly there was some extremely evil black mass going on. 54 men.
Well, that is food for thought indeed.
Wait a minute, the head of the Man of War bullshit?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Officer O'Shaughnessy is just shaking his head. He's like, told you you didn't want to read that.
I almost wish I had, but
Oh, and look at the murder weapon.
Place.
The eye in the handle seems also familiar from some of my prior readings, but I cannot place it. Alexander, have you seen such a thing in your travels?
I don't know. Let me take a closer look at it. Got a 26 on a 60 for occult. Am I able to identify anything regarding the knife and its connection to the occult?
You recognize it as a sacrificial dagger used in certain ceremonies of cults worshiping a figure known as the Dark Man,
Hmm.
which you've heard rumors of, but there's no further details on what this Dark Man could be.
Sergeant O'Shaughnessy, does this Detective Barrister still serve with the force?
No, everybody involved with that just drank themselves into retirement.
Most understandable, I fear.
They didn't go loopy first. I'm surprised the place burned down, but they still leave it standing. I wish they just tear that damn thing down.
What place would that be?
The temple?
Damn chapel at Contemplation.
Oh, it's still there. Well, we should maybe in the morning.
Or perhaps we should wait until midnight.
Sorry, you have a macabre sense of humor.
Okay, it's about right now it's getting to be about 10:15, 10:30 at night.
Perhaps we should adjourn for the night, meet up in the morning, and proceed with our investigations at the Chapel of Contemplation.
Yes,
Okay.
and I would also be curious to know of these 54 men with the several people who were recognized, if any of them survived, because surely their involvement in this would have placed them in jail.
So you go outside and Jimmy Ricketts is there, and so he agrees to. He knows where the Chapel of Contemplation is. He tells you it's right near the same neighborhood as the Corbett house, so you're going there anyway. And says, I don't know about you, but I'd rather go check that place out in daylight.
I quite agree.
All right. Well, I think we made a nice $3 tonight, eh?
Yeah.
Indeed, sir.
Okay. So you all head off to your various guest houses or whatever. And
I live here, man.
oh yeah, you live here. So I think Agatha does too, doesn't she? I can't remember. So you all awake and reconvene the next morning and get in the car and you start traveling through various neighborhoods in downtown Boston. And let me get. I have some images of Boston in the day. So you start making your way around, and things start getting a bit more residential and quieter. But then things start to, look a bit run down. Where you're going around, and then you eventually Ricketts points at a building, and Agatha stops the car, and you're standing in front of the ruins of an old church, and what's left of it stands at the end of a really crooked, dingy street. And the ruins are so weathered and overgrown with greenery that the gray stone rubble seems more like natural stone than from former walls and foundations. You pass a slumping wall bearing white painted symbols, apparently fairly freshly daubed, and it appears to be 3 Ys arranged in a triangle, so that the top elements of both Ys touch the other 2 Ys, and in the center there's painted a large staring eye, and we do have an image of this symbol to show you.
Hmm.
Hmm. Just some gibberish.
Or perhaps another symbol related to the Dark Man.
You do notice as you examine the symbol that you begin to feel like a tingling sensation in your forehead. Almost like a very mild headache. And then when you stop looking at it, it just immediately stops.
Hmm. Did anybody else notice the slight headache?
Just the weather, I should think.
There's a large piece of of corrugated iron sheeting that covers over the entrance to the what's left of the chapel of contemplation.
Do you think it would? I'm not quite sure this would be safe to enter.
Well, it's approximately 9:30 in the morning.
No, I mean, since it is such a blackened ruin, is the structure stable?
Yes, it looks well. It stood for all these years since then.
All right.
It burned down in 1912, so it's been there for about 9-10 years.
All right. I guess it's all right then.
Alexander,
Okay.
go ahead and check it out. Shall we venture inside?
Mr. Cragen, will you lead the way, please?
Okay, so Cragen
Right.
pushes aside the corrugated iron, and you enter the remains of the chapel of contemplation. And it's just blocks of granite, and it's just old half-burned timbers everywhere, and just ancient just rubbish and refuse. So plant life, which is starting to reclaim the building.
I'll look around for a basement stairs. That appears to be where things happened.
Okay.
From the police report.
Okay. As you're all walking along, you become aware that the floorboards are extremely weak.
Oh dear.
So I'm gonna ask all of you to make luck rolls.
Okay. And I can never remember. Does luck work a little differently, or do I want to roll under my luck?
No, works the same as everything else.
Okay. So if my luck is 50, then a 49 is good?
Yes, it is.
All right. I have good luck.
Sanity, luck. Shit, I missed mine.
I'm
Just
sorry.
6, though.
I don't think you've got luck on yours there. Let's just say your luck is 55.
Okay, well, I have 14, so I think I'm doing all
Okay,
right.
you're fine. I'm sorry, Cragen.
I have missed it by the scantest of margins. Well, by
That'll
6.
do. That'll do. There's suddenly just a very loud cracking, and the floor beneath Cragen just falls away.
Whoa.
I will ask Cragen to attempt a jump roll here.
Like to jump away or to land. Okay. Yes, I will try to jump away to more secure ground before. Oh crap! You sure I couldn't try to charm the floor a little bit? Okay.
I don't think it works like that.
Crisscross will make you jump. 17. Holy shit! I made it.
Dang. Nice hops.
Okay.
Invoking the power of crisscross has served me well once again.
Kragan manages to jump in the air as the floor collapses. As he falls back towards the gaping hole in the floor that leads into the basement below. You manage to grab the edge of the remaining floorboards and pull yourself back to safety. And you you find yourselves standing around quite a large hole that looks down into what appears to be the large basement of the chapel. It looks like it was originally reached by a separate staircase, but the stairs are clearly buried under tons of rubble. And
does anyone have a flashlight? Do flashlights exist yet? We're really not
Yes.
clear.
well, flashlights do exist.
Yay.
They're
And I have
expensive,
one.
but they exist. Okay, so you use your flashlight
Yeah, I do.
and you shine it around into the murky darkness. And in the room, you can see that there's in one corner there's like a rusted cabinet, and there appear to be two skeletons in tattered silk robes in there.
Hmm.
But the rest of the room is just full of debris and rubble and burned timbers. And it's about a 10-foot drop down into there.
Oof.
Is it worth trying to get down there for a closer look?
Is anybody in possession of some rope that we could lower you down with?
Alexander would like to instead try to find some stairs down.
Oh, the stairs, as I indicated earlier, the
Oh.
staircase has been just destroyed by falling rubble.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I do not have any possessions listed in my.
We can assume you have 100 feet of rope then.
Fair enough. I have some rope in the car. Or does Mr. Ricketts have some rope in his vehicle?
No, I'm afraid not. If only we had an infinite amount of rope.
Your infinite handkerchief.
Well, now my endless handkerchief's not going to be strong enough to climb down on, if that's what you're getting at. How heavy do you think this is?
come on, Magic Man. You're the closest thing that we've got to a party wizard.
We could try a look roll and see if your infinite handkerchief might be strong enough.
Okay.
To somehow
Maybe some of my
amazingly do
tricks, for some reason, rely on that. Okay.
You know what? Alexander is a hale young man. I think he could probably take a 10-foot drop.
Yes,
Right?
but
How are you going to get back out?
Okay, Alexander did not think that far ahead.
I'm glad Alexander didn't jump.
Or you could still drop your. You could still probably lower yourself in and look around, and while they figure out a way to get you out.
Probably better to know that we've got a way out. Got like a ladder or something. Like, what's the answer here? I will.
We could run to a hardware store, I suppose, and pick up some rope or chain.
That would take so
ladder.
long.
A ladder.
Are there any like timbers or anything like that that have fallen from the disrepair of this place?
Oh, we
Why
could
don't you make a look roll?
A luck roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the spot hidden to find another way into the basement?
All right,
I got a 28 and my luck is 50.
Yeah. Okay. You find You find a piece of timber that's not completely charred through that looks like it might be strong enough, and it's about maybe like 12 feet long,
Ah, perfect. Okay,
and
so
they look sturdy enough.
Alexander says, "Mr. Cragen, would you mind giving me a hand, or Mr. Ricketts as well?"
Of course.
Okay. It's not that heavy. The two of you could easily carry it.
Great. We do so.
So yeah,
All right.
and then we set it down into the hole and angle it such that you can kind of climb down the timber without, knocking it over. Alexander kind of looks at the rest of the group and says, maybe we should just go down, like just send one person down just in case.
I'm not sure that my skirts and petticoats would survive. Climbing down the timber.
So Alexander climbs down the timber into the pit.
Okay.
And
the room is like it's completely trashed and burned and full of rubble. And then there's that rusted old burned cabinet and those two tattered looking skeletons there that were just cowering in one corner. They look like they probably asphyxiated there.
Oh boy. I look in cabinet.
You're gonna look in the cabinet. You do a search of the cabinet, and it's nearly just all just burned papers and burned records, and they're just all unreadable. But there's you find a journal page in here, which I can barely read.
Okay.
Make a sanity roll to try to read that.
Us with the means to continue our work. Weber. To
Weber. Oh, here we go. I can read it.
Lord has waited for the day our plan.
Provided us with the means to continue our work. Weber, something to Corbett. Our Dark Lord has something. We've waited for this day. Our plans, something of strength. And then it says, this is the beginning. Walter has been chosen to depart this world for something greater. The Dark Man has summoned him, and though his body lies still in a state that this pitiful civilization would label dead, his soul will live on. Steps have already been taken to ensure that Corbett's body will be safely interred in the basement of his house, in accordance with his wishes and the wishes of the Dark Man. Praise be to him. May we all be reborn anew.
Well, clearly, there was some very sinister goings on here, and I'm not surprised that the Corbett house is haunted if his body is buried in the basement.
I'm suddenly realizing something. Alexander kind of thinks to himself as he's reading this. I feel like we've been kind of hired to kind of disprove any kind of chance of a haunting occurring, but there might be a haunting occurring.
What are the odds?
I should tell you now that this scenario is called The Haunting.
Yeah, okay. Follow this up with I'm just going to do a quick search of the skeletal remains just to.
Okay, can you give me a spot hidden?
I would love to. I'm not going to be very successful at it though. That's going to be damn. I'm actually rolling pretty hot.
That's good, isn't it? 25?
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody starts at 25 at least, yeah.
Yeah, you got 25 is spot on. You start searching the skeletons, and you notice that one of them has like something in its mouth, and so you reach in, and the bottom jaw just like falls off, and it looks like he was trying to eat another journal page.
What?
So
Really?
yeah, and so you pull this from his mouth, and do you want me to read this to you?
Sure.
May
Sure.
15th, 1912. Okay.
Rules of this wretched city.
The fools of this wretched city, they know we have the children, and now it is only something. We cannot allow our sacred grounds to be sullied. Police officers, the children will make fine shields. The ritual shall be performed as planned. They are here. Praise be to the Dark Man. May 22nd, 1912. Councilman Ellsworth has once again kept us from harm. His position has proven to be an invaluable resource for the chapel. Perhaps the Dark Man will grant him favor as he did with Corbett.
That's
Ah,
1 week after the date of the police report.
Ellsworth survived and got out of it somehow.
Wait,
The hell?
hold on. If this was really written on May 22nd, wouldn't that have been after the chapel was burned?
Yeah, the police report says May 15th, 1912.
Which, why would these bodies be?
Pages be here. Dun dun dun.
Okay. All
Huh.
right. Huh.
How are you folks doing in there? Jimmy Ricketts is still out front. He's not making his way in here.
Yeah.
This place is giving me the creeps. Maybe we should move on. Maybe we should.
Yeah. Do I kind of get the sense that there isn't anything
Oh
left?
yeah, no. You pretty much everything else is just burned to a crisp. There's nothing else.
Okay. Alexander climbs back up the timber and he looks at the amazing Kragan and he looks at Agatha and he says, "Well, I think we've put it off long enough. Go take a look at the Corbett place."
Okay. Well,
Before we go into the Corbett house, our misadventures in the old chapel make me think, should we pick up some sort of supplies? Rope, I don't know, a wrecking bar, something like that, in case we encounter any similar difficulties.
Well, the house has been in some disrepair. That might be wise.
okay. So what are you picking up? You'll just assume you're picking up a length of rope,
Uh-huh.
and a wrecking bar.
Crowbar or something.
Yeah.
Anything else people might want to have handy?
Extra batteries for the flashlight.
Thank you.
Flashlights are always good.
Okay. So batteries for your flashlight. Okay. Okay.
Do we want to make sure that we outfit everyone with a flashlight?
Hmm.
Well, it's kind of a pricey undertaking for electric flashlights.
Yeah. I keep forgetting
Do
that's
you have means to light a lantern.
Yeah, there's kerosene lanterns are much more prevalent and stuff. Do you have do you have matches,
I don't have
Alex?
Yeah, I've got a lighter with my
Okay. Yeah, because I have an older character sheet, so he doesn't have those things. But I could have sworn that you had cigarettes and a lighter or matches, one or the other. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I think you're good.
All right.
Okay, so it's about noon, and you make your way through the neighborhood on foot, and Mr. Ricketts leads you to the grounds of the Corbett house. And it's a brick building. The picture shows a clearly wooden building. Brick building is overshadowed by taller, newer office buildings on either side. And the house fronts onto the street. And in the rear are overgrown plantings and a half-collapsed arbor. And there is access to the rear on either side of the residence.
Hmm.
And studying the house, you're impressed by the way it seems to withdraw into the shadows cast by the buildings flanking it, and how the blank curtained windows just hide all understanding of what might lie within. And you approach it, and the front door is secured with a single lock. There seem to have been 4 additional bolts that have been added within the last couple of years.
Hmm.
And then there are some, some windows, obviously. So Ricketts has the keys to the house, and he starts unlocking all of the bolts and the deadlocks, and finally unlatches the door. So are you prepared to go in?
Do
Yep.
we want to look around the outside first, or shall we proceed straight in?
Let's just venture boldly forward.
All right. Perhaps our first order of business should be to split up and look for clues.
So you enter, and the first room you come into, which is there in the top right of the image I'm showing you, is a storage room, and it's just filled with boxes and junk and rusted water tanks and old bicycles. And at one end of the room is an old wooden cupboard, and it's been it just looks like it's just been boarded shut.
I think we should open the cupboard.
Okay.
Well, we've got a crowbar.
Okay. So you're just gonna use the crowbar?
I think so.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So you
Justified that expense right there to Mr. Knott.
you easily wrench it open, and inside you find 3 bound books. And as you examine them, you see that they appear to be the diaries of a certain W. Corbett,
Oh,
former inhabitant of the house,
Hmm.
as the address on the flyleaf of Volume 1.
Dare I risk paging through this? I'll flip open what appears to be volume 1.
You are going to, so Kragan is going to flip through this?
I think so. He doesn't really know the Call of Cthulhu rules.
Okay, well, he can, Kragan can.
Okay.
Kragan is, let me see, going to lose 2 sanity points,
Hey.
but you're going to gain a +4 in your Cthulhu mythos. So
yay.
that's all right.
Wait, but I shouldn't mark this permanently because I'm
Doesn't
actually...
really matter. No,
Okay. All right, check.
but that's what would happen. So, so the Corbett's diaries are in English, though they're sometimes strangely phrased, and it's gonna reading the entire thing would take probably 2 days to read. But they include they describe his various occult experiments, including the summoning of some unearthly spirit and other magic. But I believe I have, of course. Oh
Hands
yeah,
up.
we got lots. We got handouts for this. Do you want me to read?
God, I can barely read it.
You got to blow them up.
Oh, Jesus.
I can read it.
Yes, please.
July the 2nd,
808.
1808, I think it is. Oof, it is a weird. A tome was found while digging up ye subjects. Perusing this text promises a studious practitioner the opportunity to converse with a most powerful and wise being, not of this world. While I remain apprehensive, I must know what secrets lie in this long forgotten book. September the 8th, 1808. The time is right. Oof. Months spent deciphering the meanings and intricacies of this folio have finally shown their worth. September the 9th, 1808. I wish I hadn't volunteered to read.
Yeah.
Last night will forever be printed upon my mind. At the clock's ring of midnight, my closest colleagues and I set forth upon calling what I hereafter refer to as the Dark Man. The ritual called for the blood of 3 willing individuals spilled by the same blade. I am, as of yet, unable to remove the stain of our shared sacrifice from this blade. After reciting the words written in the book we discovered some 6 months ago, I was faced with an overwhelming sense of dread. I presume that my colleagues had similar trepidations, but I dared not speak. In the center of our circle, the Dark Man appeared from coagulating shadows. His mere presence caused Amelie Hooper, wife of Benjamin, to let out a shriek. In other circumstances, I would remark how unfitting such behavior is amongst society, but I must admit I was quite frightened myself. As quickly as the Dark Man arrived, he had vanished back into the lightless void from which he appeared. I must contact him again. Grab yourselves a beer. There's 4 pages.
Oh, shit.
November the 23rd, 1835. Henry Weber has recently built a house on Sheaf Street. As it is a short walk from the church, I wish to possess this estate. I pray that our Dark Lord will provide me with the means to remove Mr. Weber from his. November the 30th, 1835. The Dark Man has answered my wishes. Henry Weber has fallen ill, which I am certain he will not recover from. I write this as I leave to purchase the deed to Sheaf Street. March the 13th, 1847. The Chapel of Contemplation is growing in number. Amongst our new members is Daniel Ellsworth and his son Peter. Daniel is head of the city council. His influence is sure to be invaluable in the future. Also, we have been converting various outcasts and vagrants willing to perform menial and abhorrent duties. I pray that the Dark Man is pleased. This guy sounds great. June the 25th, 1852. The Dark Man has revealed to me a ritual that will manifest the hunter who once satisfied fades. My dagger, which spilt the blood of myself and 2 others to first summon our Lord, must be used again. July the 2nd, 1852. It has been 44 years since I first discovered the ancient tome that has led me to such great power. Fittingly, it is on this day that I have been given the power of rigor vitae. Upon first study, rigor vitae appears to be a method to keep flesh from wearing through the vigors of mortal time. The difficulty will be in obtaining an adequate supply of blood from the local children without raising suspicion from the lawsuit-wielding neighbors. Isn't that always the problem? I will need to ensure the loyalty of my followers for when the time. May the 19th, 1866. The chapel is going splendidly. Most followers are so faithful that I rarely need to make an example. Very few times, however, I have forced a follower to obey thy master's will. After only 4 stern commands was I able to turn the false minister Michael Thomas to my cause. He will be an adequate servant for my father. That person.
There's one more? Oh, yes.
June the 20th, 1866. I reach the end of this life. Many of my peers look at this moment with fear and anger. Not I, for I know that soon I will cross the threshold to everlasting life and power. I am sending my will to Minister Thomas. I am certain he and the others are capable of feeding me, and if not, I will not be powerless. I mustn't tarry, for the beginning of my transformation is at hand.
Okay, Colin,
Just as
I
you
just want to
read
make
that-
sure. So
Just
Oh,
as
sorry.
you read that, you hear a loud thud from somewhere above you. Proceed. Sorry, go ahead.
just a quick question. I want to make sure the dates on this are legitimate. So these are in the 1800s, and then okay, cool.
Yep.
What was that thumping sound?
Alexander goes to investigate.
It sounded from like it was from upstairs.
Yep, I'll go take a look.
Are you going upstairs, or do you still want to? I can still show you. I can still bring up the ground floor map again too.
Oh,
Or
no
if you
problem.
want, you proceed upstairs.
I sure will.
You're
There's a
proceeding
fountain.
upstairs alone. Okay.
I believe we should all stick together.
Okay, well, come on with me. Let's go look.
Okay. So
Proceed with caution.
you barrel up the stairs.
Yeah, I love this.
Blindly.
Alexander's like, all right, well, I'll go look. And everyone's like, you should take someone with you. I was like, okay, then come with me. Halfway up the stairs.
I guess I'll follow along.
I will too.
The top of the stairs is a long corridor with windows overlooking the street outside, and there appear to be 3 bedrooms off the corridor and a bathroom. You do hear you can hear there's no sound up here. There's no more booming or banging. There's a steady dripping coming from the bathroom.
What coming from the bathroom? Cut
A
out for a
steady
sec.
dripping sound coming.
Dripping sound.
Hmm.
I shall investigate the dripping sound. I'm sure it's just a tap, but I would like to assure myself.
Okay. So Agatha goes into the bathroom, and the bathroom has a sink, a bathtub, a clawfoot tub,
After
and a water closet with an overhead tank. And the towels and other bathroom possessions are still here, typical of a family of 4. And then there's a brackish pool of water that's collected in the bathtub, and it's fed by a dripping faucet, which just cannot quite be turned off.
all right.
And then, as you're examining the faucet, the bathroom door slams shut behind you,
Oh dear.
and the faucet begins to turn on fully, and just brackish water gushes forth from it, and then the water just gets darker and darker until you notice that it is no longer water, but that the bathtub and sink faucets are spewing blood into the sink and bathtub, which is rapidly filling up and spills out over onto the floor, tiled floor.
All right. So I pull the plug out of the bathtub.
You reach into the bathtub and to try and take the plug out, and there's just you're almost up to your shoulders in blood.
Oh, wonderful.
And as you reach for you pull out the plug, and it has no bearing on anything. And as you notice, as you're doing this, as you look up, that there's just blood seeping from the ceiling and down the walls, and that the bathroom is now just completely filled with blood, and it's almost above your knees at this point.
So
And, I'm gonna have to have you make a sanity roll.
I knew I should have checked out this stupid bathroom.
Your sanity
Did I
is-
do something wrong?
Sanity is 50.
that looks right.
What
No,
happened?
it's not.
What
It's
did I do wrong?
roll 1d10 plus 1d10.
All right, let's try that. Roll 1d10.
Well, this should work.
1d10. Yeah, it's been working all night. Don't know what's going on. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. So
Oh,
it says Dice Maiden's still on.
Yeah. Oh no, now she's not.
Oh.
Nice,
no, she's
maiden.
gone.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking for my actual, here's my actual physical dice, but
Oh, good. You've got 2 d10s.
but I don't have
Just decide
any
that one.
friends.
Just decide that one of them is a percentage.
After you roll.
Okay, so roll 2 of these. I've got the double 4.
So that's 44. So that's
Yep.
below your sanity. You're good. You're
All right.
fine.
Just covered in blood.
You're just absolutely covered in blood. It's just growing and growing. It's just growing deeper and deeper and deeper.
Would somebody like to help me get out of this bathroom?
Right. So we're all on the other side of the door here after it slams shut, and we hear
Yes.
splashing and whatnot.
You don't hear any splashing. You do hear screaming.
Yeah. So
I'm in a spot of bother here, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well,
I think Alexander's trying to break down that damn door.
yeah, I would try to open it first and see if it opens normally, and then.
Well, opening it has no effect. It just seems like it's almost like some unseen force is holding it shut from the other side.
Alex utilizes his shoulder to try to open the door.
Well, Alex, I'll have you do a strength roll then. So you
Okay.
need a 50 or better. I think you may have to use your own dice. Unless Dice Maiden's back.
No,
Yay!
because I'm the special golden child, apparently.
95! You're not the special golden child at all. That's terrible.
Okay, well, you know,
Great.
but I got the dice making to work again, so
Absolutely terrible.
Okay.
You give yourself let me see. What am I going to give you here? You sustain 2 hit points of damage. You just badly bruise your shoulder trying to barge the door down.
All right. I'll wield the crowbar and see if there's a little gap on the side of the door by the hinges and try to just pry it right off. Or on the other side, like anywhere where I can get a crowbar in, I'll try to pry it open.
Okay. I'll ask you also to make a strength roll here.
Okay. Oh, and it looks like we're working. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Dice Maiden is better. You need a 70 or better.
70.
70. It is 70, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, you're right. You're bang on 70. Okay, and you managed to find a gap in the door, and Kragan puts all of his strength against it, and the door flings open. And as it opens, you see a perfectly ordinary bathtub with some brackish water dripping into it, and
So we're not seeing blood, it sounds like.
and Agatha cowering in the corner. No, she's like she looks disheveled, but she's none the worse for. No, there's no blood.
Okay.
Agatha, what happened?
Perhaps she's claustrophobic. Agnes, can you hear me?
And you hear, a distant, disembodied kind of man's cackle that just goes.
Oh dear.
What did you see in here?
Was blood was gushing everywhere, from the faucets, from the ceiling. I was knee deep in blood.
Oh, very odd. There is no blood here that I can see.
Well, clearly this was a paranormal experience.
Right.
You do notice above the doorway in the bathroom, you notice a little symbol just scrawled into the plaster.
I see. I wonder if these symbols are in all rooms of the house.
Do you think the symbol could be connected to this so-called paranormal activity?
I believe so, yes. I believe it is a summoning symbol. I wonder what would happen if we destroyed the symbol.
Only one way to find out. I'll like just gash it out with a crowbar. Best money I ever spent. Yeah, I'll just trash the bit of wall with a crowbar to knock out to obliterate the symbol.
Okay.
There, see? Nothing of it. All right, shall we investigate the other rooms on this floor?
Well, yeah, we have to.
Or should we
figure out
proceed to the
what
basement where Mr. Corbett was allegedly buried? I
Well,
guess one floor at a time?
You hear another sound that sounds like it almost sounds like the running feet of children, just momentarily from one of the rooms further down the corridor.
I think we should
Alexander
proceed
goes
with
to
caution.
investigate.
What's that?
Alexander goes to investigate.
He's okay.
Okay.
We shall
Okay.
follow. I
So
shall follow.
Alexander goes to the you stop at the you're looking in the rooms. As first room had just an empty bed frame, and then you get to the second room, and it looks like it's a children's room. It's got two small beds, and then there's some toys lying around, dressers, and then there's pictures of aircraft and cowboys, and that's about it.
Huh. I go to the next room.
Okay, you just go into the next room. Okay, so you go to the room at the end of the hallway, and it appears to be the master bedroom, and it's a pretty ordinary bedroom with a double bed and a bookshelf and a window view. Suppose this presumably was the Macario family.
This might be
Vittoria
the
and
very window that
Gabriella.
Mr. Macario jumped out of in his moment of madness.
Right, the closed window.
The walls are covered in crucifixes. They do have lots of candles. There's a rosary.
Perhaps the
On a
Macarios
bedside
suspected
table
they were
near the
being
bed.
haunted themselves.
Huh.
I will scout around the room, seeing if they left any other signs or notes.
You hear another loud banging, almost like a thunderclap, coming from one of the other rooms.
Alexander goes to investigate.
Do be careful, Mr. Kilgore. I'll follow him.
As you're walking along, you notice as you pass the children's room, you notice that there's some odd staining on the floor portion of the.
Staining?
Yeah, it's indescript. It's like a darker staining. It's just like something had spilled.
Huh.
Perhaps we should take a closer look with a flashlight.
Okay, and as you take a closer look, you notice that that there's one of the floorboards is quite loose. It seems to vibrate as you walk in the room.
Okay. What's underneath it?
Okay, so you pry it open with the crowbar.
Yep.
And under the floorboard, you find there's like a broken porcelain doll's head, and then there are some kind of rather rusted iron shackles and handcuffs, which seem quite small.
That's rather disturbing.
Yeah. You know, the more that I'm around here, the more I can't help but wonder if Mr. Notch is just better off just bulldozing this place over. No?
I agree that it faces certain real estate challenges.
Again, you hear
I'd rather
From the-
list it than love it.
from the room next to you, you again hear
So this is from the first room that we passed by, the one closest to the bathroom, it sounds like?
yes.
Okay, yeah, now Alex is getting out the gun and he goes into that room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Open
you
up.
go into this room, and it's just got a big, large bed frame. It's just got bare bed springs, and just an old dresser. And the room looks unused, and it just looks like the other two bedrooms, but it looks like nobody has ever lived in it. And
Huh.
there's a large window in one wall that overlooks the back of the house. I don't know if you want to do like a spot hidden or a listen in here, perhaps.
Sure. Let's start with listening because that's a little bit more of
Yeah.
so that's a 9, I think that I got. Is that correct?
Yes, that's a 9. So
I wiggle
you,
my ears.
yeah, you hear what sounds like. It sounds almost like fingernails slowly scraping down glass,
Ooh.
and it's just very, very slow and very slight, and it seems to come from the window there.
I go to the window and see if there's like maybe like a branch or something that's just like caught or
Well, I'm gonna ask you to roll a spot hidden,
okay.
Alexander.
Nope.
Ooh.
I have an 87.
As you're examining the window, you hear an ungodly screeching sound behind you.
Oh god, I wheel
And
around
as you whirl around, you see the bed frame raise rapidly into the air as though it's being picked up like a child's toy. And then it flips on its side and then hurtles towards you at full force.
Oh yeah, I am dodging out of the fucking way.
Okay, well, let's have you roll a dodge.
Might be. What's my dodge?
Half of your dex is the base anyway.
Oh fuck, really?
Well, it should be entered in, though, because it might have been added to under
No.
dodge. No? Okay.
Hold on. It is his dodge is what is your dodge? It's half your dex, yeah. So it's unentered. So your dodge is 30.
Fuck. Okay.
So you fail miserably.
Not miserably. Actually, wait, I can use luck, right? I can burn luck
That's a lot of
to
luck.
what, 16 points? And these are characters that that we're not changing.
Okay.
After this?
Okay, so you're gonna burn 60 points of luck.
I
Okay.
don't want to get
So you
hit by a
burn- you-
bed.
Okay, so Alexander manages to duck out of the way just as the bed frame slams with incredible force against the back window, just completely shattering it and just spraying glass outwards.
Yeah, see, I hurt my
Yeah,
shoulder earlier. I did not
Be more
want to. I did not want to have to deal with that.
Who's in the room, by the way? Is it just you,
I had
or is there
followed him
anybody-
in. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you two to roll to do sanity rolls.
Okay. Yeah, because
Alright.
the bed just went flying, huh?
Hmm.
What, me as well? I was in the hallway. I
Nope,
thought,
you didn't see it.
good.
57. I can.
50. I think I'm cool. Yeah.
So I want to roll under 89, my sanity, right?
Yeah, I think your
You're
sanity is
awful
like
clean.
your sanity's 80 without any adjustments to it. So you're good.
You're
Okay.
You're
sane,
both fine.
brain.
You are both fine. So you narrowly escaped.
Does the bed seem to have stopped moving about now, or is it still getting ready for the
After everything occurs, the bed just kind of swings limply and then just collapses with like just I believe the word's inertia, with just no energy whatsoever. Just falls naturally back to gravity and just falls to the floor with a clang.
Well, I am suddenly of the opinion that this place is haunted.
I tend to doubt such claims myself, but I cannot dispute the
Come on.
evidence with my own eyes. Ms. Crane,
Yes.
this is more in your realm.
Yes, it is. And I could have told you immediately that this place was haunted.
No need to rub it in.
I mean, we were hired to do a specific job.
To prove that it
It's
wasn't
true.
haunted.
Well,
Yeah. I don't wanna
unfortunately,
be called
we
yellow.
cannot disprove that.
I
Is there a
cannot.
way? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now, I don't want to be called yellow, but I feel like there definitely is something dangerous here. And if we were hired for our professional opinion, then that is our opinion. I think that we should quit of this place.
Ms. Crane, in your experience, is it possible to make a haunted place become unhaunted?
Well, I have seen exorcisms performed. For that, we would need a trained priest. I do not feel comfortable doing the exorcism myself, but we could give it a try.
Hmm.
Speaking
It
of
does seem
yellow,
Bear an element of danger.
yeah, but you guys are making like what, $6 here?
Plus expensive.
Speaking of yellow, you hear some noise outside as you look out the as you go back into the hallway and look in the corridor and look out the front window. You see Mr. Ricketts, who has started. He has fled the building and has started Ms. Crane's Silver Ghost and
No!
is hastily speeding away in it.
The fuck?
Stop, thief! It was all a ploy to get my car.
Should have seen through it from the beginning.
Ah,
Hmm.
Huh.
I am quite distraught by this.
Well, how shall
You
we
hear-
proceed?
You hear a shuffling and creaking downstairs below you.
Um,
Miss Crane, I
Oh.
fear I must defer to your experience. Young Alexander thinks we should leave. I am of mixed feelings myself.
well, it is clear that this is a poltergeist because it was able to move an object with intent to harm. So yes, I must concur with young Alexander that it would be wise to make a retreat at this point before any further injury is inflicted upon us.
I will defer to your greater wisdom in these matters. All right, so we will head back
Shall we?
downstairs, I guess.
Okay. So you head back downstairs, and as you get to the foot of the stairs, the door to the basement in front of you swings slowly open.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
Are we still of a mind to?
Come on, guys. It could be $9.
Oh, that is a lot of money.
That's not really all
However, we have already discovered that the house is haunted. We have our answer. Is Alexander already outside?
I mean, unless. Mm-hmm.
Well, an opportunity such as this for a renowned parapsychologist such as myself does not come around very often. I say we wait to see what happens.
Should we then venture down to the basement?
I will lead the way.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna get myself killed, but
No, you're going to get us killed.
I said I would lead the way.
Yeah. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm in.
You
And our
start to.
fearless game master seems to want us to go down there.
You start to make your way down the stairs. They they creak underfoot, and as you get to the bottom, the basement door above slams shut.
I hope one of you still has the crowbar.
Oh hell yes! I'm not letting that go.
And you find yourself in just a filthy basement. It's quite a small room. It's an unusually small room. And it's just there's just tools and bits of pipe, and
Oh shit!
there's some trash can lids lying on the floor. And just lumber and nails and screws. Just the floor is just, and then the basement itself is just paneled with just wooden planks all around.
There are all too many things that a poltergeist could fling at us, given the opportunity. You said there were a couple. Were there lids for those? You said there were lids for buckets.
For trash cans. There's no trash cans down here though. There's just
lids, but the lids are prominently displayed in the photo that you.
Yeah, they must be
it's
important.
just lids.
2 of them or 3?
There's 2.
They might function as shields should this so-called poltergeist of yours start flinging nails at us.
Let us pick them up.
And then there's also at the rear of it there's a coal hole which has long been
Such
boarded up.
I am not quite so foolhardy as to pull the boards out of the coal hole.
So if Mr. Corbett, according to these documents, was buried down here, yes?
I think he is buried underneath where these trash cans or lids are covering.
Would it be of benefit to could it break such a spell as he described to disinter him and I don't know, dismember him?
Dispose of the bones. Yes, I believe we could do such a thing.
All right. I'm going to look around on the floor for any signs of I guess a basement grave.
Okay. I'm gonna have you do a spot hidden.
Okay.
Cutting in and out.
Who's cutting in and out? Me?
Everybody is. Sorry,
Okay.
it's my system.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I have a problem with cutting out with my other group. So, all right, spot hidden.
Do I need to do a spot hidden as well?
No.
Okay.
35. My spot hidden is 40. Aha!
Yeah.
My spot's been hidden.
So you don't find any you don't find any graves.
Damn.
You lift up the trash can lids and all you see is just
More dirt.
Just detritus and dirt and debris. But one thing you do notice is something kind of sparkles and catches your eye, and as you clear away some debris, you see this
There's a piece of
buried.
paper with a drawing of a dagger on it.
No, you see the actual. You see the
I got
actual
that.
dagger.
I think we should take hold of this dagger. I believe it might assist us should anything untoward happen.
Who's going to take hold of the dagger?
I will take hold of the dagger.
You're going to take hold of the dagger. Okay. And then I would ask you to make a dodge roll, please.
Oh God. Okay. A dodge roll. I'm gonna fail this.
I mean, there's 3 of us. We can reenact that ritual.
Yeah.
1d3.
23?
1d3.
Oh.
13.
Okay, I was gonna say what? What are you talking about? All right, so what is my dodge? Oh, it's 25 is my dodge.
50%. Well, as you grab the dagger,
Mm-hmm.
it lurches from your hand as though someone else is holding it.
Huh. A possessed dagger.
And it turns to face you
Oh no.
and plunges into you.
I thought I passed my dodge.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
You did. But my roll was better.
Oh.
Oh, so I'm dead. Thanks.
No, you're not dead. But it plunges into your, just below your shoulder, just below your left shoulder. And
oh no, I'm wounded.
yes, you take 5 hit points of damage. And then the knife withdraws itself and just falls limply to the floor.
My goodness, I am now only half of my former self.
Mm.
I had 10 hit points, so
Mr. Kilgore, do you have any first aid skills? Can we staunch the bleeding?
Oh,
I'm afraid only the most rudimentary of understanding.
pass me your infinite handkerchief. I will bind the wound.
Actually, I mean, if nothing else, we can do that, yeah? Does
All right,
anybody actually have any first aid skill apart from the basic 30%?
Nope.
Let me see here. First aid. I do not have any first aid at all. No, I have 30%.
Yeah, same as...
Yeah, same
Okay,
as everything.
yeah, I
so
will...
I should be savvy enough to just rip a length off my petticoat and bind it up.
No, I could give you some endless handkerchief. That's what it's there for.
Okay, fair enough. It's the best we can do at this point.
Like, do you actually want a first aid roll column, or are we just sort of doing window dressing here?
No, you can just do window
Stop
dressing.
the bleeding, kind of. Yeah, okay, that's not too hard to pull off.
This dagger, by the way, is still floating in the air. Does somebody want to try and overpower it?
Yeah, can I slam
well.
it down with the garbage lid?
You can certainly use a garbage lid. I'm going to ask you also. Then you will want to make a just your standard fight roll, which is which for you is a 40.
Well, that's okay. All right.
Well, let me see. And you'll get to roll 3 dice.
Is that a good thing?
Yep, I'll give you a bonus dice on that. Bonus die. So
Okay.
just roll d20, d20, or d10, d10, d10.
Okay, so how do we read that in that case?
You read that as the lowest one, which is a 19, which
Oh,
is
I
a
see.
smashing,
Cool.
a smashing success.
Aha!
So you wrench it. You wrench the knife from the air, the dagger from the air, and it just goes, limp in your hand, and it just feels like a like a normal dagger.
Okay. All right. Well, most curious. So I seem to have captured the dagger for the moment. Shall we proceed? So there's that other room back there?
That's just a that's just the coal hole. It's
Oh, okay.
there's nothing of any interest in it.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that was the coal hole.
You do hear scurrying noises from the wall behind you.
Like opposite the stairs, kind of.
Yeah, let me bring up the map again. So basically in that wall to the that main clear wall,
The long wall.
the
Okay.
long wall.
Nothing in evidence, though, scurrying there.
No, it just sounds like rodent, mice, rats.
Any thoughts on how we should proceed?
As I did point out when you came in that the basement does seem unusually small in regard to the rest of the house.
Perhaps there's some kind of false wall.
Yeah. Alexander's going to join in and see if he can, well, first of all, he checks on Agatha to make sure that she's not, bleeding out.
Well, she's got some infinite handkerchief helping her out.
Okay.
Thank you, young man.
Uh,
I'm going to take a rest for a moment with my wound and let you gentlemen examine this wall.
I will tap along the wall with the crowbar, or my trusty crowbar, and see if I can find a hollow spot.
Unusually, it everywhere you tap on it sounds hollow.
Are there any crumbling bits or weaker looking bits of it?
No, it's all just plain wooden boards that all look like they were just quite hastily nailed in.
All right, I'm going to wrap the dagger in a little bit of handkerchief and tuck it away. So I can use two hands on the crowbar. I'll hand the garbage can lid to Ms. Crane, and I guess take a hack at the wall with the crowbar.
Okay, as you take a hack at the wall, the first board comes away quite easily, and as you do take it away, just dozens of large black rats just spill forth from the wall, and they just land on your chest and on your legs and on your head, and they're just running all over you. And so I need you to do a sanity roll.
I'm just going to grab them and stuff them into my magic top hat for a future checks.
Let me see. What are they going to do?
Oh, shit. I've rolled an 80 against a 62 sanity.
Woo!
Actually, I didn't need you. I just need you to do just a fighting brawl attack.
Okay, yeah, I'm obviously going to try to swat them off of me.
Yeah.
But not toward the lady, of course.
No, of course not.
Okay, so I'm doing my brawl roll. Okay. So roll 10.
10.
Brawl, rat. Eesh.
Yeah, I have a 10. I have a 10, so it's really good.
I think
so
I win,
do.
sounds like.
Yep, they do. They just do 2 hit points of damage to you, and then they just
nasty things.
They're more frightened of you than you clearly aren't of them, and they just scurry off and dissipate among the crap in the basement.
Eesh.
So there don't seem to be any more rats in the walls.
Okay, well, I'll dust myself off and proceed to open a hole in this wall then.
Okay, as you as you continue to tear away boards from the wall, you notice that there's another room on the other side, and there's a stone pallet in the center of the room, and you can just make out the legs and lower torso of what appears to be a corpse in there.
Hmm. This may be what we're looking for. Take a look, if you dare. I suspect that based on our past experience, something bad will happen when we enter this room.
I feel that you are probably correct. Almost certainly correct.
All right. I can go first if you'd like. Might I have my garbage lid back, though? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll kind of hold it in front. So I'm basically like doing kind of a sword and shield approach with my trusty crowbar and garbage can lid, and ready to leap out of the way or bat things aside. And I'll
Are
gingerly.
any of you armed, by the way?
I have a gun, but this doesn't seem like gun kind of helpful stuff.
Okay.
Or at least the original version of Kragan has a gun.
No, yeah, you do have a gun, don't
Okay.
you? Okay. So are you drawing your gun or no?
No, I'm gonna go in with my crowbar and a garbage can lid, thinking that there's another chance of flying debris attacking me, and I can bat it aside or shield it aside.
Okay, so do you all enter the room then?
Yep.
Okay, so you all enter the room, and lying motionless and seemingly dead on the pallet in the center of the room is a drawn, wooden-looking, wizened figure of some 6 feet, skinny, emaciated, and naked, with ghastly, wide, flaring, saucer-like eyes, and a nose like a knife blade. Some sort of ornamental chain resting around his neck. He has lost all hair, and his shrunken gums make his teeth look very long. And from him, you detect a sharp, sweet, churning scent. Like it smells almost like rotten corn.
Ew.
And the room, the floor of the room is just dirt. It's just earth. And then in the southwest corner, there's a small table with some just curled papers on it.
I go and examine the papers.
Okay. As you
What did you say? I'm sorry, I cut out.
papers.
Papers. Oh no.
Yeah, as you touch the papers, they just immediately crumble to dust.
Okay.
But just before they crumbled, it looked like some kind of like horoscope signs or some kind of thing on it. But as they crumble, you hear the same cackling laugh that you've heard in other parts of the house, except this time it's coming from the room you're in. And as you turn, the corpse begins to rise from the
Oh.
pallet.
Yeah, that is. I'm putting bullets inside of that thing as quickly as I can.
And this figure
Oh no.
begins to rise up and just hover in the air
Oh no!
About 4 feet above your heads.
Oh boy!
And its eyes are just burning bright. And
Eyes.
he hisses and just cackles insanely at you, and yet his mouth doesn't move. The voice just seems to come from just within the room itself. I'm going to need you all to make sanity roll.
Seems fair. See, now I got out dice when it wasn't working, and now I keep reaching for dice when you ask for a roll.
Yeah, I've been doing them too.
2,
I trust you.
10. Well, no, I'll do it officially here.
Ooh, yikes. That's
30.
bad.
I'm cool.
Oh, 79. You're not
Okay.
good.
I am
So-
not good at all. That is way above my sanity.
All right, let me give you here.
Although I've got two numbers above my sanity that say 50 and 79.
What?
What is it? There's okay. It's the line
Oh,
that
yeah.
says it's major.
79 is your maximum.
Oh wow. Okay. Yikes.
That's the most you can ever get to,
Okay.
because of your because of your 20 mythos.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you're not too bad. You only lose 1 sanity. All of you just lose 1 sanity.
Oh.
Even if we succeeded?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh,
I see. Okay.
so Alexander, did you say you have your gun drawn?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. So, then you will get to act first in this case.
Okay. How do I do this again? So I've got...
You are rolling.
Handgun?
Where are you? Hold on, I need to
Firearms,
get.
handgun?
You're rolling your firearms skill, which is 40. Are you firing a single shot, or are you going to attempt to fire multiple shots? You can fire up. You can fire up to 3 shots, or you can fire a single shot.
And what's the...
Single shot has
Okay.
no penalty.
Okay.
Multiple shots have a penalty die for each shot. It's considered that, a single shot is more studied and focused and aimed, whereas 2 or 3 is just more kind of
Random.
Okay. So if I shoot twice, for example, I would roll
You would roll
Yeah.
3d10s.
twice, though.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let off 2 shots. Because I think I kind of like that gamble.
Ugh.
So that's a 42.
Okay.
And for my
Fine.
second shot... Now, not to be this guy, I am playing a version of I have Alex's improvements from last time, and he moved from 40 to 43 on handgun.
Use them. You can use them.
All right.
What?
And then
43.
So I rolled a 42 and a 43. My firearms handgun score is a 43. Does that mean that I hit twice?
I have to see if you hit twice, Kenny.
Okay.
You have to bear with me here. So he is going to go. That's a miss. Oh, Corbett misses you both times. So yes, you do hit. But it's your bullets don't seem to have any effect.
Okay.
They strike him. You strike him full on in the chest, but as your bullets hit him, it just chips away like he's like made of stone. So there's just it just makes these large chips in his torso, which just have the only effect they seem to have is to make him even more gruesome.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I tried gun. Anyone else have a shot?
Try exercising him.
Okay.
Exercising him.
Yes, I will exorcise him from this.
How?
Be gone, demon.
Yeah. Okay.
It seems promising.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Well, clearly
well,
that was not taken seriously. Thank you.
No,
you
because
could
it's
try.
not a thing.
It's not a thing.
No, is it a skill you have?
Performing exorcisms? I don't think that's on very many Call of Cthulhu sheets.
No. Therefore, it's not a thing.
Occult. Psychology. Shall I reason with him?
Um,
Well, I want to see actually. Let's go back. Let's go back to Alex, cause we need to figure out. Shit. We need to figure out what damage you did, because you did hit him.
Okay.
So I need to figure that out. And you do
A
1d10. So you're gonna do that twice.
Okay. So that'd be 10 and 12, or 10 and 2.
So is that 20?
no, it's not a percentile. It's
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no, it's 10. Oh, you're doing 2. You're doing 2.
2d10 for
You're
reals.
doing
Yeah.
12 damage. Okay, so yeah, so the first shot just chips off him, just like he's stone.
Hmm.
And the second shot again chips at him like it's stone, but then it also seems to penetrate, and like you see this kind of black fluid trickle down from it.
Huh. Well, if I get a chance to shoot more bullets, I'm probably going to try gun again. But if everyone else has a suggestion, like
Yeah. I have a thought.
Who's got the dagger?
I do. I'm going to drop the crowbar and pull the dagger and like leap forward and try to stab him maybe in that wound. But in that general area anyway. Mostly I'm just trying to stab him with the dagger.
Okay, well let's have your
Still got my guard up with the shield.
So I'll need you to roll your
Fighting, I
what's it gonna
assume?
be? Let's just do your fighting brawl, which
Or
is
dexterity. Dexterity
40.
be good.
No, you're gonna do your fighting brawl. Oof. Man, Corbett is not getting the rolls.
Fuck. 57. No. You know what? I feel like, oh man, that's a lot of luck to spend to bring that down. Yeah, no, I'll hold
No.
off. Okay, so I miss and dance back a little bit.
Okay.
Does he seem scared of it at all?
No, it's just that he still seems quite just lifeless. He just hangs there in the air. I mean, he's constantly, other than his burning eyes and his cackling, which seems disembodied from him. There's no sense of life in him at all.
Is this really even Corbett? Who's up?
All right, it's up to Agatha here.
Oh goodness, and Agatha has a wound. What? I don't have any fighting skills whatsoever. I have a 15% intimidate, which is
Well,
not.
you can always just lay back.
Can't I try like some kind of Latin incantation or prayer? Or something?
Unless it's in your skill set and it's there and you've got one. Otherwise, no.
I have Latin language. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, I could pray.
You could pound him with your fists.
Yeah, that's really useful. Thank you. Yeah, my best thing to do would be to psychoanalyze him, and I don't think it's gonna work.
Is there anything else in this room that might give us guidance here? Maybe you can look while we fight him off, while you hold him off.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that could be a good thing. So you search the room. You want to do a spot hidden in here?
For the gentleman, not me.
Yeah,
Nope.
you.
Oh, me. Okay, I'll do a spot hidden. Spot hidden.
Ooh,
19.
19.
My spot hidden is 60.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Um.
I hope there's actually something.
You noticed that when Alexander's second bullet
Mhm.
struck Corbett, that the black jewel at the center of his necklace that he wears um, seemed to glow. It seemed to give a slight red glow,
I think we
just
should try to grab
just
the necklace.
briefly.
Grab the necklace. Go for
Okay.
the necklace.
The necklace, you say?
Go for the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Tear it off him.
Corbett. Um,
I mean, I'm not going for the necklace.
Well,
One of
yeah.
the guys is going to have to do
Corbett
it.
lurches towards Alexander,
Oh boy.
and he just lurches out like a rag doll, just arms and legs just flailing at you. And I need you to either roll you can either do a fight or a dodge.
I'm gonna fight. Fuck it.
Okay.
Can I fight with gun, or do I have to like punch fight?
I punch fight.
Okay.
Although you are armed with a gun, I don't know if you would have. Would you have the opportunity to react with the gun
I think
that
that's your.
quickly?
You punch fight him. Go for the necklace.
You can attempt a shot. I let you attempt a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt a shot.
I'm going to tell you right now that Corbett rolled a 0.
Oh, shit.
I don't. So that's.
So he's going to succeed either way.
Well, you know
Hold
what?
on.
I rolled a 0, so fuck you. Took me
hell?
that game, Buster.
Two zeros. Okay. Let's do this.
What does?
How does this normally work? Does defender? It's usually defender gets to strike first, right?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I know in ours magic
Wing
is
it.
defender first. But okay. Let's see.
I think
Um,
Alexander wins that one because you poked the bear on that one. And he hit back.
Oh.
hold on.
Okay.
Wow, that sucks. So he does a total of 2 damage to you.
Yeah. Well.
You lose 2 hit points, and then wow, you rolled a 1.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, the bullet does strike him. It strikes him, and as it strikes him, he sails backwards and just like hisses at you. And again, you see more dark liquid ooze from it. And fortunately, it's now your combat turn.
Cool. I'm gonna empty the clip.
Go for the necklace.
So you have, I believe, what, 3 bullets
3
left?
shots left. Yeah. And I think
Okay, so you're going to need to roll 3 d10s for each shot.
$3D.
Yeah,
So-
because you need a penalty die. You get a
Okay.
penalty die
Like a penalty die, though, right?
for each shot.
For each shot. Okay.
Yep.
Bang, bang, bang.
So that's a 73, an 89, And a,
85.
and a 85.
Wow.
All,
Did you hit?
all, all shots just miss wildly.
Mhm.
And the
Huzzah.
gun just clicks empty.
I mean, if you think about it, like if it's about around 6 seconds, like I essentially like emptied the clip in 12 seconds.
Mhm. All
I
right.
just bam, 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 bam,
Hmm.
Fun. Well,
Okay, so this thing kind of reeled away after that first shot. Am I up?
Yep, you're up.
Okay,
You up?
so after I hear the revolver, it's a revolver, I assume, if it's a six-shooter. After I hear it clicking, I'm going to get in, and hopefully this thing's reeling. I'm going to use the dagger to try to slash the necklace off of it. So not necessarily to damage him, I'm just trying to cut the necklace off.
Okay. So let me see. That is going to be
Sounds like a kind of a magician roll to me.
Yep. I need you to use your fighting brawl.
Damn it. It's kind of like picking a lock if you think about it. Roll 2d10. Cut the necklace. Oops, why did you not? Okay. 49. Okay, now we're talking some luck, baby. I'm going to throw 9 luck to bring it down to a hit, if I may, sir. And hope that it's actually worth doing.
The dagger makes contact with the corpse. You plunge the dagger into him, and as you rip it backwards towards yourself, and it cuts through the chain of the necklace, and the necklace falls to the floor. And as you do so, Corbett lets out a hideous hissing scream and just disintegrates immediately into dust.
hey.
And Kragan goes crashing forwards with nothing to support him anymore and lands on the stone slab.
Oof.
Okay. I will gingerly get up and dust the Corbett off of me.
And I will pick up the necklace and drop it into my reticule.
I will carefully look around and listen to see if there's any other signs of weirdness and activity.
No, you hear nothing.
Is everyone all right? Apart from the obvious?
No, I got a stab wound in my shoulder.
Yes, but apart from that...
And you got your Rolls Royce though.
Yes, and my Rolls Royce has been stolen.
Which is worse?
The Rolls Royce, clearly, yeah. Man.
Well, you all make your way up the staircase, the basement, and back through the house, and you go out onto the front porch. It's probably 6 o'clock in the evening, and as you're on the porch, you notice that your Agatha, you notice that your Rolls Royce has returned.
What?
And Sergeant O'Shaughnessy from the police department is walking up towards you, and he says, "Ah, Miss Crane, I thought you might like to know that we found the rascal who stole your car here. We found him parked in downtown Boston, just babbling like a lunatic. They brought him in, and I recognized your car right away. And I knew yous were over here, so figured I'd drop it back."
Oh,
And then he
thank you.
stops and he looks at you and that you're all covered in dust. And he's like, "Whoa, well, you folks doing some maintenance in here?"
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm. Yes, the realtor attempting to sell this place had informed us that there might be something within that would suit our research into strange events in town. So we investigated it, and it is quite a mess in there.
Well,
Quite a mess indeed.
unfortunately,
That being said, not
I
much of
unfortunately
our
stumbled and got my clothing dirty and injured my shoulder.
Yes, we should probably go and have that looked at. A bit of a nasty
Yeah.
cut.
And Officer O'Shaughnessy steps forward and he puts his arm around you and he's, "Oh, come on, Miss Crane, let's get you to the hospital."
And I give the keys to whoever it was earlier who was so anxious to drive for me.
All right.
Did cars have keys in them?
I don't know, but
I don't know either. I keep meaning to look up that.
rules. So one of the
Or
gentlemen.
were they just cranked? Did you just crank and ask for Mabel? I don't know. But so this concludes the haunting. You received your payment from delighted Mr. Knott and his company, who were finally able to list the house and to safely sell it.
Yay.
And so you all ended up with $6 a piece.
Hey.
And
By the way, that $5 that I was carrying in my handbag.
yep, and then $100 to divide amongst yourselves.
Well, no, I'm going to give that to Officer O'Shaughnessy for returning my car.
100?
That's his job.
Trying to bribe a police officer?
I will take my small portion of it and give it to
The Police Benevolent Association in his
Police
honor?
Benevolent Association. Yes.
And thus concludes the haunting.
All right.
After that rat bite, I will wait 2 years for the invention of the tetanus shot.